Hey guys, this is Steve with LRM Leasing. Today we're going to talk about the front steer ABS sensor. It's very easy to replace. So there's some good news for this. You guys can do this without jacking up a truck, taking off the tires, or even taking off the brakes, which is awesome, right? So today I have a Freightliner Cascadia, right? I'm at the left steer axle. Well, you can do the same thing on the right side, but on the steer axle only, not on the drives. All you're pretty much going to need is a ratchet with a 7/16 socket, because you may have a pesky bracket in the way, a pair of wire cutters to cut away some zip ties, and then I will use one or two things, right, depending how it is, pry bar and a flathead screwdriver. And what I'm going to do is we're going to pry it out. I'll show you guys how it's all laid out, but the steer ABS sensors are very easy to do. And what we're going to do is hop right into this so I can show you how to do it. All right guys, so now I'm laying down in front of the steer tire on the left side. I did forget to mention one thing, right? If you're whatever side you're working on, the left or the right, just make sure you turn your tire outward so you can squeeze in between the tire and the actual truck. And not only that, it's gonna be easier for you to get access, right? So right here is your ABS sensor for the steer, right? I got the flathead, and sometimes I gotta use the pry bar because it might be a little stiff, but I've already pried a little bit, and it's gonna come out very easy, right? The steers always seem to be working out pretty well for me, which I like. You don't need to rush, and you'll be surprised. And then cut the cable here, right? What we're gonna do is take a pair of dikes or wire cutters, just like that. So we get a little freedom here. And then I wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look at that. See how easy that is? The ABS sensor is out. So here's the other thing is, I'm using this truck as a demo. This truck really doesn't need an ABS sensor. So when you get a new ABS sensor, make sure that's a straight one. Sometimes they'll come out a 90. Do not get the 90. The 90s are usually a little bit smaller. Make sure they're nice and straight. And then it should come with some anti-seize. Make sure you clean this and put it in there. And if you have a little brake clean, never hurts, spray it in there a little bit. And then all you do is, once you get that lubricated, what you're gonna do is just put it right back in there, just like so. And you just wiggle it, all right? Once you get it started, you can use your flathead, and you're gonna just use it here on the corners, not on the cable, here on the corners, and just use your hands just to tap it in. Look how easy that went in. Just like that. And you wanna keep going until it stops, right? So see how it doesn't go anymore? That's it. Now that that's all good, and then what you do is you're gonna do zip tie, and you're gonna run the new cable and follow the old one. And it's gonna go up this way, up towards the brake chamber, across the brake line, and down in the frame. And then you're gonna have to slide back underneath the truck towards the motor and the frame and find the end of the connection and connect it. And just remember, use zip ties, or it may actually have little clips, and the clips will look like these, right? And what I'll do is I'll show you on the top side how the clips are, but you just follow that along. Remember, you had a zip tie here. Make sure you zip tie it there. Make sure there's a little slack. You don't need it tight, all right? They always give you a little extra cable. All right, guys, so let's go on the top side so I can show you how the cable is laid out. As I showed you on the bottom, it's very easy to get out, and then all you do is follow that line, right? So I cut the zip tie here. It goes to a little clamp here. Remember, 7/16. You unbolt that, and you take this out, and then it goes here. And these were these little fun little clips go in, right? So you would just take the old one off and put it new, just like this. And it goes through a hole right here through the frame, all right? And then you just slide it through, and you just follow it. The connection is gonna be right about here on the inside of the frame, held in by zip ties, and you just unplug it, plug the other one back in, zip tie it back up, and then you just wanna make sure your line is nice and secure. Make sure you give it enough slack when the tire turns that you're not gonna pull on it, right? So you wanna make sure you have slack. That's the key, right? Nothing should be really tight. All right, guys, so quick recap, right? One of the easiest things to do, and believe it or not, it'll save you a lot of money, because believe it or not, if you take it to the shop, they're gonna charge you for over an hour. And even my camera guy behind me, or behind the camera, is saying, wow, that was fast. So it doesn't really take that long. Believe it or not, you could probably have it done by the time you finish your beer. That's how fast, right? Simple tools, flathead, maybe a pry bar, just a little bit more, a pair of wire cutters, and some zip ties to reconnect. And that's it. And oh, forgot, ratchet and a 7/16 socket for the one little bracket you got. That is it, guys. You guys could do this pretty quickly and save a lot of money just doing this yourself. And also remember, if you get that code where it says ABS, you know, sensor A, that's gonna be driver's side front steer. Sensor B will be the right side. And if it says open circuit, that's what it's gonna most likely be the sensor. You guys can do this yourself and save some money. If you guys like this video, man, don't forget to pound that like button. If you have any questions or concerns about what you just saw, leave a comment at the bottom. And guys, I wanted to save you some money, and I want more content coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys around, and let's get down and dirty.